Hey, I forgot to record this. Basically, I've got this thing. I recorded it. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's not like super awesome, but it's kind of cool. Uh, anyway, it's a special video that I'm gonna upload, but only if I get to 50 subscribers by the end of the year. That can't be that hard. I've already got 38. So it's only like a couple more, but yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for all the support and stuff. Really means a lot. That video is gonna be super cool. So, yeah, thanks.
I didn't see you there. What the? I guess you're here to listen to me talk again for another 10 to 20 minutes. So let's just talk about it. Let's just talk about it. This past little couple of months, I've sort of gotten back into Lego games again. The first one I got was Lego DC Supervillains.
Alright, well, you're probably wondering, what the heck does this have anything to do with Lego DC Supervillains? Well, this is the image I was gonna use, but it's not working, showing up as that for some reason. So I had to screenshot it. I don't know what's wrong with it. Yeah.
It's a game that I never played. It was on sale for like $15 for the whole deluxe edition. So I was like, yes, let's buy that. And it sucked. It was terrible. I didn't like it at all. I don't think I'm going to ever complete that game. I finished the story mode, but I don't know if I want to go back and complete it 100% and whatever. But then, Lego Marvel Superheroes was on sale for like $7, $8, something like that. I bought it. I played it. I love it. It's so good. There's a couple things I don't like. It's just old. But I love that game. It's really good. So many different characters, so many different ways to play. It's so good. I've 100% of that game. It took me a while, but I did. I finished it. Then I went on the eShop to pre-order Pokemon Legends Arceus. And wow. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 was on there. The deluxe edition for $8. $9, something like that. And wow, I bought it, and I finished it. I haven't 100% of it yet. I'm working on it. But I sort of want to just give my thoughts on where they should take the story next. So let's get into it. The ending of Lego Marvel Superheroes 2 has Kang and Ravencroft, whatever her name is, I don't remember, the Supreme Intelligence and some other characters coming from the future to warn the Avengers about a threat. Now, I think it's them wanting them to come with them. And that would be awesome. And I hope that's what it is. So, it's Captain America, Iron Man, and I think it's maybe the Wasp is the other one. Or maybe it's Thor, or maybe it's all four of them. I don't remember. They're at the Statue of Liberty, and they get told by Kang and these other that they need to come into the future and help them. So, this could be a lot of things, because it definitely seems like a post-apocalyptic world. So it could be a lot of different things. And so we're going to go down the one thing that I want it to be. They need to make it. It could be a lot of different things. It could be Secret Wars. It could be anything. But I personally want it to be about the Age of Ultron story, because that hasn't really been done justice in anything except for the original comic. Now, of course, it'd be a little different because it would be, them going to the future and that sort of thing. They need to kind of keep certain characters out of this, or at least make them a much lower level presence. So, sort of like how they did in this game, between these two games. Iron Man was a big character in the first one. Hulk was a big character in the first one. The Fantastic Four and the X-Men were big characters. And in the second one, Iron Man and Hulk really aren't in it that much until the end. Fantastic Four and X-Men aren't in it at all. That's a mistake. They shouldn't have done that. But I think that's Disney's fault, so whatever. So they need to dull down Spider-Man, and I think that they really should dull down on some of the other characters. Mainly Spider-Man, because Spider-Man is in the first one, but he's not like a big presence. Like, he's one of the main ones. It's like him and Iron Man and Hulk and Thor, and those are like the main ones. Well, no, the first one, they're like all main characters, which is really cool. But in the second one, it really does feel like a Spider-Man game, which I wouldn't care if that's what it was, but it's really like, it's a Marvel superheroes game. It's not a Spider-Man game. So, anyway, they need to dull back Spider-Man a lot. If you want to have him in there, that's great. Don't use the movie suits. That's a big thing. But they need to dull back Spider-Man. They need to dull back Thor, probably. And definitely dull back the Guardians, if they're even in it at all. Bring back the X-Men. Bring back the Fantastic Four. Bring in the Eternals. You have the Inhumans. Bring in the Eternals. And bring in some other teams. Bring in some teams. And make it like a team thing. Sort of like how the second game was really cool, is because it has, you can kind of choose how the story goes. Not really, because you still have to do all the missions, but you get to choose what order the missions go in, to some degree. And I think they need to bring that back. That's a really cool mechanic, because it feels like you're doing something, even though it really doesn't matter. It makes you feel like you're doing something. And maybe make a little bit more choice into that. Like maybe the cutscenes are a little bit different, or the levels are a little bit different, depending on what order you do stuff in. That might be a big ask, but I think it'd be really cool. So on to the actual story. Age of Ultron, you take some of the Avengers from the past to the future. Not all of them. Maybe bring like Captain America, Iron Man, Wasp, and that's it. And then everyone else is in the future. And then maybe at some point towards the end, you bring a bunch of characters from the past as like the big final battle, and that's how you get some of the older designs for the characters. But keep it mostly these new, older versions of the characters, like Old Man Logan or stuff like that. Because they're clearly far in the future. And of course, this is like a post-apocalyptic world, so maybe have most of it is completely destroyed, utterly destroyed. You can keep it in Manhattan, but when you go from Manhattan to Chronopolis, back to Manhattan, that's a little much. So maybe open it up a little bit. Maybe it's not just Manhattan. Maybe it's multiple areas, sort of like the Avengers game, Lego Avengers, not the actual Avengers game, the Lego Avengers game, where you have Manhattan and you have Sokovia and you have all these other places. Do something like that maybe, and it's multiple areas only on Earth, and they're all basically destroyed. And then maybe you have one or two areas that are like safe house areas or something. You can go there and there's nothing happening. It's just like side missions, sort of like the inside of the helicarrier on the first Lego Marvel game. So now that we're done with that, let's talk about. So I think that they should add Old Man Logan add maybe Old Man Spider-Man in there, Old Man Hawkeye. Make Ant-Man a main character. I think you should probably do that, since Ultron is going to be the main villain.
So there's this level after the story that's an Ant-Man and the Wasp themed level, but it really doesn't have anything to do with the movie, and it has this Ultron Mark 1 thing where he's frozen. So definitely hinting at that being a thing that could happen.
Have maybe the Skrulls in there as a villain, like the Super Skrull. Kang is in it as a main character, obviously, so you can have some time travel mechanics of some kind. I think that would be interesting, going back and forth between the past and the future. To stop Ultron, both in the present and in the future. So have like a regular Ultron and then like an ultimate mega Ultron for the future version. Bring back the Fantastic Four. So for the replacement for Deadpool, so in the first one there was Deadpool, and then in the second one there was Gwenpool, and I was thinking, and instead of making a third character, just have them both. Just have them both. Have it be like they're competing over, being the special character. And half of the bricks are red and half of them are pink. And it's like they're fighting over who gets what brick the whole time. I think that would be very interesting, very funny. Subscribe, like the video if you liked it, and go follow my Instagram.